Hello and welcome to the Build with Bear Workshop. My name is Pat Bear. I'm here to build a Lego set and to hang out with all of you. I'm throwing the Bear Cave, the Lego, the site, and the Tier 2 blue emote. If you are currently a subscriber, you can reply with those emotes. If you are not yet a subscriber, you can say hi, or you can use other people's emotes, or if you wanted to, you could just be a lurker and not say anything, and that is also okay. Lurkers are welcome here. I do like conversation. I do like to see things popping off in chat, people throwing in my emotes or just having a comment when I'm talking about things. That's totally cool. And in fact, appreciate it. But if you just want to like have this on while you're doing other stuff in a tab on another monitor, on your TV while you're doing things like, you got it on your phone while you're at work, sure, enjoy it. Shout outs to people in the future watching this on the VOD, either YouTube or on Twitch. Welcome and hello. Tonight's agenda, we are going to be talking about in the second hour. Hey, Lashbrook, welcome. In the second hour, we will be talking about 5 new anime shows that I watched. It's literally the first episode of 5 shows. No continuations, no season 2s. 5 shows, pretty different in variety. Ended up going down to 5. I thought I was going to talk about 6, but I am saving Reincarnation of the Strongest Exorcist in Another World for Monday. I will talk about that on Monday. That might end up joining my Saturday rotation or not, but I did not get to it because the thing I always do, I'll peek behind the curtain, I guess, or explanation. So I model kit and Lego set build Monday, Thursday, Saturday. So Monday streams, stuff from Sunday and Monday. Thursday streams, stuff from Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Saturday streams, stuff from Friday, Saturday. So if a lot of the shows are on Saturday, I have to watch them during the day on Saturday to cover them. Whereas like Thursday, I have like Wednesday shows I can watch on Wednesday, and the majority are not coming out on Thursday. It just seems like. So that gives me a little bit of buffer. Sunday shows, it gives me a little more of a buffer. I can watch the show that I'm going to be covering for Monday like tonight if I wanted to, or I can wait till tomorrow and do that. But usually that's fine. But often it feels like a lot of the stuff I watch for Friday, Saturday is just on Saturday, which is not giving me as much time. Also, one of the shows I'll talk about today in the second hour, I know I'm not going to watch episode 2 of because I did not enjoy episode 1. So maybe I'll come back to it later. Probably not right now. So that'll take me down from 5 to 4. So I might be able to either add in something that I skipped or put in the Saturday show because my Monday is pretty busy. I didn't drop anything that I was watching Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and I have 2 new shows to add this coming week. So things are busy. As far as anime, this is a packed season of stuff. There are some people out there that are like, I'm not watching anything this season, or I'm just going to watch Nier Automata. I'm not watching any of these other things, and I'm just like, that's bonkers. There's so much good shit coming out this season. Good romantic comedies, good action series, shonen. The shonen that's out is the returning of My Hero Academia, continuation of My Hero Academia. That's the major shonen. I guess there's not a lot of shonen out there this season. But yeah, action, fantasy stuff, sci-fi stuff, video game adaptations, all kinds of like I said, romantic comedies. There's some drama. There's some sports stuff that I'm not watching, but I might be convinced to watch that judo anime, because it is the only, I believe, the only cute girls doing things show this season. Cute girls doing cute things, or girls doing things, if you want to, the variations of that. I believe that is just the kendo anime, and so that's not on my rotation right now, but I might add it in because I don't have that. But that might be, I don't know. I don't know if that's a girls doing things show or a sports anime. That rock climbing one turned out to be a sports anime instead of a girls doing things from like a year ago. Whatever. So we got some anime to talk about. We got some wrestle talk to have, some catch up of stuff that I wanted to say that like, hey, this is what's going on with me. That kind of stuff, which we'll probably start with. if you were unaware about this Lego set, Miles Morales that we were working on tonight, this was a gift from my parents. They often get me something for Christmas, which is very kind of them. Just getting me something to build. And this won my $10 Patreon poll. So that is the thing we're working on right now. We will go to the overhead. There's the overhead there. Oh, and just a quick little thing. You can see above there, it says 37 out of 40. If you are unfamiliar with what I'm talking about there, my goal is always to be at 40 subscribers, constantly at 40 subscribers. Right now, we are at 37. The goal is 40. If you'd like to become a subscriber, that would be rad. Through your Prime Gaming token, because you have Amazon Prime linked with your Twitch, or through Cash Money. If you wanted to join the Baer Cave, that's a way to do it that would benefit me. We like it when the numbers go up. Just throwing it out there. Anyway, this is Miles Morales. You can see some of the parts that I've got knolled here. I have everything out, both bags. I do like that the instructions say, first step, empty the first bag. That's actually great. This is step like 0.5. It's not actually step 1. It is just like, hey, you got to do this, bud. You got to open this bag up if you want to build this. I think that's fine. So we are building most of the main body of Miles, and then we'll add stuff on top of it. I don't know. You can tell this is the interior because it is a green color, which is not found. Oh, actually, sorry, I have the wrong thing up. Nobody even said. That's what I'm building next. This is Miles Morales. I prepped that because that is what we're going to start on, I assume, Monday. Maybe Thursday. Probably Monday. That brings us to the first thing we will chat about, which is, hey, everybody, the Eagle unit is coming. The Eagle unit is on its way. It entered the United States from Japan. It is currently in my state of South Carolina. Its expected delivery date is before 4:30 p.m. on Monday. It could come tomorrow. It probably won't come tomorrow. It'll probably come on Monday. So that's jumping the queue. I'm not going to do a poll of what I build after this Lego set that I am currently working on. When this Lego set is done, that becomes the next thing I build because it was expensive and I want to start it. We haven't done a master grade in a little while. And also, this kit won a poll. All right, I need a one. Oh, there it goes. I need a square. This kit won my poll that I put out on Twitter of what expensive model kit should I purchase, because every year I get a large Amazon gift card, which I spend plus some other money on an expensive model kit. And I bought from the manga adaptation, the Heavy Arms Eagle unit, I should say. Eagle unit, which is just your regular Heavy Arms plus a bigger version of the gun and shoulder-mounted rockets that go over the other parts of the shoulder, adding more rockets, and new leg rockets, and a new part, these fold-down like tank treads to make mobility easier for the unit. Now, all those parts are also removable, and you could put them on any other Heavy Arms, like the Heavy Arms Custom from Endless Waltz. So we will, at some point, modify that by adding it, by taking those parts off and putting them on the Endless Waltz version of the kit, which has more rockets built in, more rockets and missile launchers built in already, and then also has 2 double barrel guns on it, thus making the ultimate Heavy Arms. And I can't imagine more heavy of an arms. So we'll be doing that. And like I said, it's going to be delivered on Monday, and so it will be the next thing I build, because I believe that we will finish this Lego set during Monday's stream. This is 200-something pieces. We will get, I think, pretty far tonight, and then we will finish it up on Monday. I don't think this is a 1-stream build. I think it's a 2-stream build, but more like a 1.5-stream build. That is my professional opinion, my professional amateur opinion. So that is so I got that set up today while I was getting stream stuff in order, and didn't realize that I had forgotten to switch it back over to Miles Morales, what we are currently working on. As I said, I am excited to work on Lego. First off, I enjoy Lego. I enjoy putting it together. I want to wash the stink off of Tuesday's stream of Lego Builder's Journey, where I was hating Lego and having a bad time. So I want to change that up. But also, the thing I say constantly when people talk about, like, oh, I'm surprised that you don't just do model kits, that you do Lego stuff as well. Model kits, sometimes if you screw up, it's hard to fix. If you like the kit that we have right over here, right over there, the Delanza, the eyes didn't look right on that kit, and disassembling the head turned out to be pretty fucking difficult and pretty fucking annoying. So the fact that I was like, oh, I don't know if I can like fix this, which we might manage to, was a little nerve-wracking. But you can easily fix Lego. If I miss a step, if I miss part of a step, then I can undo that. I can figure it out pretty easily. I can retrace my steps. I can use the part separator here, the Lego brick separator, should say, not part separator, the Lego brick separator. I can use Lego brick separator, remove the parts that I need to fix up, and then we'll be golden. So, in general, it is just like a much chiller experience. All right, so I need... Where are those? Oh, those black? This is black color. Are they... Those look like dark gray. I don't see them in my... There they are. Woo! These two pieces were behind my Stream Deck. They had rolled behind the Stream Deck, and I got very nervous that they were missing, because that would be very bad if I just didn't have them. That would be quite not good. I'll say that. More housekeeping. Literal housekeeping. Update. House is done painting-wise. The living room, I think I posted a photo the other day of the process of having a big wall in the living room that has been blue since my parents moved into this house. It has been a blue accent wall. And, we had some new stuff. When the new floor came in, some of the trim got replaced, part of the walls got repaired, and it became very apparent that it was time to... Okay, that just does that. Okay. It was time to refresh the living room a bit, take the opportunity to do that. So, in fact, now I can say that, the big living room accent wall is now the same color as the rest of the living room. Very tall, getting out. Couldn't use the 6-foot ladder, had to get the extension ladder, which is normally for outside, bring that in, open it up, put a bunch of canvas down, do the hallway as well. I talked about how my dad used to own his own painting company, house painting company specifically, and how I did not take over the family business. We all knew I wasn't going to. I certainly did it as a part-time job or as a summer job. I don't think I had a knack for the estimations and the business side of it. I think I was okay at painting. I wouldn't even say I was good at painting, but I certainly did what I needed to do, and didn't like it. Was always hoping for a rainy day, which would be good for me and bad for my dad, certainly, if it had rained, because then we couldn't work outside. Inside work I didn't hate. Listened to a lot of the same CD over and over again, because especially when you worked inside, they usually were in another part of the house or something. And you work outside, we would listen to talk radio up to a certain point, and then we could change and put on music. But you didn't want to put, like, I don't know, ska or whatever I was wanting to listen to, or, oldies that my dad, classic rock. So we had to put on the morning radio station to get talk radio, one of the FMs that we liked. And then we could put on classic rock that rocks, or whatever alternative or ska or whatever I was listening to at the time, later in the day, because you didn't want to, hello, welcome, Ryan. You didn't want to start with loud music when people were just kind of getting up while you're painting the outside of a house. If you're inside, you probably get away with it. I have talked about this on stream before. I believe that my local radio station, the Modern Rock That Rocks station, Radio 104. I don't remember the call sign. It was W something, but it was Radio 104 at 104.1. They did, I think, they did a summer concert series called 104 Fest in the 90s that I went to. That was really good. And the headliner was Portishead, because Mighty Mighty Bosstones were supposed to be the headliner, but the Mighty Mighty Bosstones got a better gig in New York, so they went earlier in the day and then drove to New York for their better gig. And so Portishead ended up being the closer, and that was good for me, but not for some of the audience that got there late and were bummed they missed out on that. But anyway, Radio 104 had the morning crew. They had like a local morning crew, and then a guy left. And, usually when the lead person leaves the morning, crew, either somebody else from the morning crew like steps up and kind of takes it over and gets new assistants, or someone from like the afternoon shift. Like, you work your way up, right? Like, you work your overnights into evenings into afternoon into morning. So, or maybe evenings into mornings, you jump, right? Or you bring someone in from a different market. Maybe somebody, like usually in the later things, or somebody that's been working in another market that's smaller, or coming down from a big market that wants like a cushier job and like different hours or whatever. In this case, what about a music personality who had a Sirius XM radio show, but he can tape in one day 4 or 5 of those episodes, because it's just like the ins and outs and maybe a couple stories, and somebody else is picking the music and he's approving it or whatever. So hey, I've guest spotted on some radio stuff, and I'd like to get a house in Connecticut, and my kids are in high school, and so I can have a steady gig and be home with them, and my band's not touring right now, so yeah, all right, I'll be a disc jockey for a while, morning shows. Sure, you got some people with me that are established. That sounds good. Hey, Nathan Explosion just subscribed with Prime. That's 9 months. Thank you so much, Nathan. Gonna hit the old applause here. Thank you very much, Nathan Explosion. Let's throw the Bear Cave, the Lego, the Scythe, and the Tier 2 blue emote. If you're a subscriber, you can throw those emotes in. Thank Nathan. Hey, Dirty. Welcome. Aristofan's here. Hello, Aristofan. And then I can update this to 38. And then Dirty wants me to hit the dance button. I will hit the dance button once I update this. Here is the dance button. Boom. And to this groove, I will find this one piece that I need here. The one piece. Yeah. Hey, it's Nathan. Throwing the emotes in. Thank you, Nathan. What did I want to say? Oh, yes. All of this is to say that my local morning show on the alternative rock station that I enjoyed, or the modern rock station, was Dee Snider. I know I've talked about this at some point on stream, but it's been a while since I talked about this, and it's a weird thing to say. But yeah, the lead singer and founding member of Twisted Sister was the morning DJ. He had been doing a hair metal show for Sirius XM for a number of years, and had been doing a bunch of other stuff, and was looking to like have some roots for his kids and like be in a good school system, and then just commute to the radio station, but like still be in Connecticut and do that. And so, yeah, like nobody got bumped up, and instead they stunt cast it. And I'll say this. Dee Snider was a good morning guy. Like, he had opinions on music a lot. Like, there would be a lot of music news instead of like, but he had opinions on local stuff as well. It's a pretty damn liberal guy, so he would tell fun stories about people. Also, a cool thing that he had was people who called in to be on the radio to promote their works, were fucking excited to talk to D. Snyder. Um, he had a rebroadcast hour or two on our college radio. It's pretty good. Yeah, like he got way better at it. It helped that he didn't have to do any like producing, right? He didn't have to do any research. Like he probably like had meetings and gave his opinion on like topics and stuff or like whatever, but it wasn't like goofball and the cheese, every morning. It wasn't that kind of like he wasn't a shock jock. It wasn't anything like that. But yeah, people would be excited to talk to him, and like I guess the number one thing that he said at one point, the number one thing when they would do pre-interviews was they would have to say, it's so and so D. Snyder's show. Yes, that D. Snyder from Twisted Sister, because people would be like, is someone in radio using D. Snyder as a radio name? That's so weird. You'd think they wouldn't do that, but no, it was D. Snyder. And so yeah, people would be excited to call in. And then when he would have his vacation days or whatever, he would get like Sebastian Bach to come in and work a week, because Sebastian had been like in New York doing like theater stuff and stayed in New York. And so like, yeah, Sebastian Bach would be like one of the go-tos to come in and like do 3 days or a day. Also, what's his name? Turns out to be not the coolest dude in hindsight, unfortunately, but like Dickie Barrett of the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones also filled in a bunch because he was in Boston and would come down to do that, or he would either commute for the day or come for a couple days, but he liked doing that. So there would be like interesting guests that would come through. And interesting acts would get booked, and it was pretty neat. Okay, how does this? No, I got to figure out how this works here. This is not how they're. But yeah, D. Snyder was our local radio guy, and I always thought that was pretty fun to be able to say that. It was a weird thing to have in our area. Okay, so why am I struggling with this? That's how it looks. Okay. But yeah, house painting was just a thing I did for a number of years, off and on. I can still do it. I did it a little bit in New York as like a handyman style thing, here and there. Didn't end up like picking up as a gig, but like I don't know, one of the places I worked had some classrooms that needed painting, and I did that at night, and I could bang out like 3 rooms at a time, and then get a little bit of money for it, and it was cheaper than having someone else come in and do it. And then, like 3 years later, they're like, "Hey, do you want to do that again? Could you do it any faster than you did last time?" And I went, "No." And they're like, "Okay, we're just gonna hire like 3 people to do it in a day then." And I was like, "Yeah, you should have done it in the first place. Shouldn't have hired me. You had to pay me more than you'd be paying them to do it slower because it was after work." But yeah, I had a good. Like I said, I did not enjoy it. It was not something I was gonna do. But it was something that I was like good enough at that I was like, okay, well, I could do this, so thanks, I guess. It was a job, but I'm glad the painting is done. All right, so on Thursday we were talking about this because there had been breaking news on Thursday. Things have kind of settled now, and so we can talk more about it. But if you missed Thursday's stream, one of the big wrestling stories was that Vince McMahon was back, or was planning to come back. He had imminent decision to come back. Now, take it back a little bit. Vincent Kennedy McMahon, the son of the original owner of the WWF, WWF, which then became the WWF, which now became the WWE. Vince McMahon, he had a majority shareholder of a public traded company, CEO, president of that, ended up stepping down in the summer amid upcoming allegations of wrongdoing and using company funds to cover that up or make those wrongdoings go away of abuse of authority, abuse of power, putting people in, and threatening those people, putting people in harm's way. And then some other stuff that is coming out later, kind of spurred by people finally talking about those things. And it was advised to him that he get out of there. Of course, he was no longer on the board after stepping down, but he still was the majority shareholder. In December, he was like, hey, I want to come back to help you make a sale. They were like, "Would okay?" Because it's good. Selling a company is great for shareholders, right? Like that is encouragement. That is exciting. The board unanimously was like, "We don't want you back on the board. We would be happy for you to help us with, like this sale. Also, pay back these fees that you owe and all of that." And he was like, "Yeah, but like I'm not promising that I'm not coming back. Like no." His intentions that he made clear on Thursday were that he was going to get back on the board as chairman of it, bring in new people, and then facilitate the ongoing conversations about a possible sale and getting ready for said thing. And then he made it very clear, as the majority shareholder, if I am not put back on the board, then I will do everything in my power to make sure that this company does not get sold, because it's either sold with me or not at all. Now, why would he say that? Why would he go out of his way? Because if you think about it, well, he wasn't working for them, there. He was just collecting money as majority shareholder. He was just hanging out. Not in charge of creative, not doing anything. Just fucking hang out and have WWE make you a bunch of money. Why do you have to be in charge of it? Well, because if he's not on the board when it sells, what if it goes private? What if the company goes private and then he's out of control and he's out of future money and all of that? And what if the agreement to sell comes with something about him, not allowing him to do things like to be in a position of authority or having a controlling interest in the company? So instead, he reinstated himself. He took some people off of the board and then put in those spots with two people that he had brought in previously to help deal with this idea. But then also in 2022, early in the year, he let those people go, but brought them back. And then a few other people resigned from the board, including the person who was heading up the internal investigation about Vince McMahon and what money he was using that maybe he clearly shouldn't have been using. So that's weird. All of this is weird and bad. Anyway, he also changed the bylaws, the literal bylaws of the WWE, to say that any possible sale must be approved by him. So even if they oust him, they have to change the bylaws. Basically just preventing, just making it very clear that he needs to be charged with this and why, or approve this and why. Most likely because he's going to make sure that whoever buys WWE keeps him in charge, right? He's not going to let it get sold to somebody who is going to say, well, our first order of business is that you're out of here because fuck this. We don't know. Triple H and Stephanie and Nick Khan and another person who I can't remember his name held a all-hands meeting for employees that are not wrestlers, not performers, but any other staff of WWE, like a Zoom meeting where they were basically like, hey, so this is what's happened. Nobody's jobs are affected immediately, especially management. Nothing has changed. Triple H is still head of creative. There's still people in charge of business. in charge of that, blah, blah, blah. Nothing has changed structurally in the corporation. But you should be excited about this because, the stock went up. And, hey, we're not even thinking that we're going to sell. But if we do sell, we've now got, the former, owner of the company on board leading the charge. And this is going to be great. And we should be excited about that. Because now there won't be any internal conflicts. And that's where it's like, oh, y'all have been in corporate too long, huh? Because the one thing I will say is, very rarely are employees excited about the sale of a company. Now, sometimes management is so bad that they are excited about any kind of change, whatever it may be. The idea that there is some kind of change is exciting. But generally, employees are not excited about that because two things happen when you are selling a company. One is, obviously, you tighten ship. You tighten the reins. You make things more marketable by downsizing. You decrease, your cost of all of that stuff, and you make it in a more appealing company by sizing down. So people will get laid off. And two, when a company is bought, more people get laid off, especially with mergers, because there are redundancies. And, well, we could keep the people that we like, or we could keep the people we don't know. I wonder who gets kept. So in general, it's shit and sucks. And the idea of being sold is not appealing to people. Now, they also have talked about the idea of just going private on their own. That is something that is being discussed amongst other things. I don't see that happening, them becoming a private company instead of a public trading company, unless they are selling to someone who wants to make it private and has the money to make that happen. I don't know. Now, who's it going to be? Well, it could be Fox, maybe, probably not. They do like live stuff, they're going in there. Not Warner Discovery, that shit is probably not happening because they are just trying to let stuff go and downsize in order to meet some goals internally after all that. Here's the big one, Comcast. It's probably going to, if it's any company, it's probably going to be Comcast because they are still in the acquisitions market. Now, in general, people are done acquiring content. Like they say, people always want new content. No, they don't. They really don't. They don't want libraries of things. They want to cut costs. They want subscription numbers. But the idea that this is going to become a big thing is I don't know. But Comcast still seems to want content, so that's possible. Also, shoring up, because Peacock really, Peacock wants the WWE deal to continue, and probably to make even more countries part of Peacock instead of part of the WWE Network and all that. The real one, unfortunately, I know people were like, what about Embracer? They seem to embrace a lot of weird shit. Maybe they would want the WWE. And it's yeah, Embracer makes a bunch of weird decisions. They could make that as one of their weird decisions. But in truth, it's probably the government of Saudi Arabia. And they would most likely make it a private company. Either it privatized before it is sold, or them doing the work there. And if it was Saudi Arabia, the assumption would be that Vince McMahon would still be in charge. Because they wouldn't want to run it, they would just want to own it. Which is not fucking great at all. In fact, we call that terrible. I said yesterday to friends as we were getting ready to watch SmackDown together, if Vince McMahon comes out, I'm probably done with WWE for a while. I probably need to take a break. He did not come out. As of right now, people are saying he has nothing to do with creative in any way. We'll probably see, we'll see how long that lasts. I mean, he's only been there, back in there, Ostensibly, he is there for the sale and not for other things, but also who the fuck knows and who can really tell with that man if he is going to start making suggestions or not. But it is a bad outcome. Him being in charge of the board is bad for business, in my opinion. It's not fucking great. No bueno. In lighter, actual wrestling, storyline news that I think is fun. You may know of the wrestler Top Dollar. Top Dollar hosted while he was in NXT, which is developmental. He hosted a program. I forget the name of it, but I think it was like A&E program of like finding like old stuff, like cool memorabilia from WWE, like either like going to people's collections, private collections, or like, hey, like Undertaker, can you find this in your storage unit? That kind of thing. And then telling the stories of that gear, and sometimes surprising wrestlers with like, hey, we found this. It's pretty good. Top Dollar is also a wrestler. He's part of the Hit Row stable, along with The Adonis and Be Real, and formerly Swerve Strickland. And then all four of them got released. Swerve went to AEW, and then the three, The Adonis, Be Real, and Top Dollar, got brought back into WWE, and they should have been put back in NXT for more work, but instead they were put on the main roster on SmackDown, and they have kind of fucking floundered as a hip-hop trio where Be Real doesn't really wrestle. B-Fab, you're right, Nathan Explosion. Be Real is a rapper. B-Fab is her name. You're right. My apologies to B-Fab. I've been saying Be Real. It's B-Fab. Be Real's a rapper. B-Fab. B-Fab has not had a match since she got back. She's been involved in some brawls, but she hasn't really wrestled. They are not the same group. Oh, we're already in... Man, this is going to be a one-string build, I think, because we are already in bag 2. Yep, we're definitely... I don't know if we're going to finish this. We're going to get damn close to finishing this. Okay, whatever. So, yes, B-Fab, they're not great. A couple weeks ago, Mr. Top Dollar tried to do he tried to flip over the top rope and fall into the crowd. And he didn't. He clipped one of his legs and then just fell like forward and didn't hit anybody, and then sold it like, hey, yeah, whatever, it happens, whatever. And it was bad. And the internet clowned on him. And then in storyline, they had other wrestlers clown on him. And then he got real mad and put his hands on Ricochet, because Ricochet was clowning on him. Which is funny. That is funny that is happening. That's very funny that you are doing that. And then this week, not only is after the match, after losing, not only and they're like, oh, did we squash the beef? Are we cool? Like, yeah, sorry, but no. Top Dollar is a heel now, and also the other members of the group Hit Row are also heels. They're all heels now because one guy botched a move so bad that everyone made fun of him, and they made it a fucking storyline that he's so embarrassed about being insulted that he became evil. And then also the people in his group were also so mad about what happened that they too became evil. And that is silly in a way that only wrestling can do, and I appreciate that. Also, very good for the three of them, because they were not getting over his faces. They were facing much more talented people. And then we're probably setting up Top Dollar versus Braun Strowman, which is not going to be good for Top Dollar, because Braun Strowman, while a meathead, can wrestle somewhat and is going to it is going to make him look silly. So yeah, I like that very much, that he fucked up so much and he got made fun of so bad that now he has to be a bad person. This is very funny to me. Let's see, other wrestling things. Kevin Owens is going to face Roman Reigns at the Royal Rumble, which should be interesting. Next week is, I believe, next SmackDown is Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn. That's going to be good. Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns work well together. I think that's very good. I mean, obviously, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn work incredibly well together. And also, this theoretically will help set up whatever is happening, because you have Royal Rumble, then you have Elimination Chamber, and then you have WrestleMania. So hopefully we are setting up something for WrestleMania there. The Rumble being in San Antonio again makes me miss PAX. Yes, Lashbrook. First of all, San Antonio is a great wrestling city. You mean PAX South? Yes. San Antonio is a great wrestling city, so that's already great for the Rumble. They were great when the Rumble was there before, and that does indeed make me miss PAX South, and being around for that Rumble season. But yeah, that'll be excellent. That's going to be a good city for the Rumble. In AEW news, Orange Cassidy retained his title at Battle of the Belts, and I really thought that Kip Sabian was going to win. If you're unfamiliar, Battle of the Belts is a thing they've done. I believe this is the 5th Battle of the Belts. It is often when they are in a city, because they do Dynamite and Rampage, right? Dynamite's 2 hours on Wednesday live. Rampage is often taped directly after Dynamite and then aired on Friday. And occasionally they're in a big enough market where they think they can do a Friday show, but since it's just an hour, they can do tapings, or they can do a second hour. Did I miss a piece? I did. I missed a piece somewhere here. We're going to take this back because I did. I missed a piece. Hooray. See, this is Lego. Easy to fix that I missed something. So they do a thing called Battle of the Belts, which is like after Rampage, so 11 p.m. on a Friday. And it's only title defenses. Now, was it the world title? No. It was the All-Atlantic Championship. It was the TBS Championship, which is the women's title, the secondary women's title. And it was, what was the first one? Oh, the Tag Team Championship. Mind you, on Tuesday, there was a change of hands in the TNT title, and then the TNT title was defended as the main event of Rampage, not on Battle of the Belts, which is a choice. It is a decision that got made. And then everyone who was the champion retained their titles. Battle of the Belts has, I think, only on one occasion had a belt change hands. There's nothing exciting about it, really. It's good matches if you want to see some good matches. The main event, Orange Cassidy versus Kip Sabian, was really good. I do think Kip Sabian is probably going to win the title. I think he should have won it there. They wanted Darby to win in his hometown. Yes, Darby won. Darby Allin won the TNT title as the main event. We talked about that on Thursday. He won on Wednesday. He defended in Portland, where he got, part of his start, because the Washington and Oregon scenes are very well connected. And so it made sense for him to defend there, even though he did not defend on Battle of the Bands. Or Battle of the Belts, not Battle of the Bands. You know what I mean? But yeah. Was weird to see like rage mode Orange Cassidy. I did like that. I did like the idea of like fucking actually pissed off Orange Cassidy because the straining of best friends, and how that might be a little rough now, because they did not come out with him originally, and they might have only come out to help out because they don't like or they have an issue with the Butcher and the Blade. And maybe not there to back up Orange Cassidy. I liked it. That was good. Kip Sabian and Penelope Ford are going to DDT Wrestling. They're going to start working at DDT in Japan, and I just assumed they were going with the belt. Okay, so we're going to do this one at a time here. We're going to the arms or the head. This is either the arms or the head. I don't know which one this is, but this is the arm. We're working on an arm. Okay. Shit. I might have to call an audible and build something else because this might be done before the stream ends. This is a much quicker build than I had anticipated. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But I thought this was going to be a 1.5 stream build, not a 1 stream build. We'll find out. Well, I mean, I'm not done yet, but we'll see. Maybe it's just a 1 stream build. We'll find out. I have a backup plan of something small that I can build, but I don't want to start anything like that's going to take too long because, of course, on Monday I want to get started on the Eagle unit. Anyway, I thought for sure because Orange Cassidy is only the second ever winner of the All Atlantic Championship, and both him and Pac have been different champions. They've done things differently. Pac defended on television, but he also traveled and he went to smaller promotions to fight people that got aired either on YouTube or on AW, which was interesting to do. That was a cool thing. So he defended kind of like both, and then Orange has not defended on any other independent promotion, but he has accepted all challengers. He's done a lot of defenses of the title, and just people being not even people being I want a title shot. Him just being somebody comes in and starts talking to him, and he's just yeah, all right, let's just wrestle. He's not willing to even go through the motions. He's no, let's get to it. Let's actually do this. You want to fight? Then we'll fight next week. Yeah, we'll make it a 3-way fight. Sure. He's done 2 3-way fights in a row. And that's been a very different kind of champion. So I like the idea that maybe Kip would be defending it exclusively on DDT, and then it would air on YouTube or whatever. I like that idea that there would be different styles of champion. But it still could happen. It would be weird if he got another title shot and won after he had pretty much every advantage possible and still lost. So it would be pretty odd. Because then people were oh, well, if best friends, if you don't have Orange as a champion, then they can start going for the trios title, because this is almost over and we'll have a new champion there. And I was yeah, they could just do that with the All Atlantic belt because Pac he's the first ever double champion, and there was circumstances related to that, but there's now precedent that you can do that. So I don't know. All right, we got that going. Oh, that's the foot here, huh? Okay. Wait. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's just cool shoes. It's just cool shoes, everybody. We're just putting cool shoes on. Boom. A lot of movement on this kit, which is fun. Lot of posability on this Lego set on our miles. But yeah, we built a foot. Now we'll build to other foot. I thought we were working on an arm. No, we were just doing a foot. I didn't recognize that that's what this was. Again, in the second hour, we will be talking about anime. I got 5 shows to chat about. But 4 kind of in-depth and 1 just a brief overview because I did not finish the episode. And I might come back to it later. But I wasn't keen to continue watching it. Just did not. I was you know what? I have other things I'd rather do right now than watch this episode of a thing that I don't really enjoy. And there's some shows I haven't watched yet. Basically, I want to whittle down the shows that I am starting with that I'm interested in, and then eventually I'll realize okay, I actually don't like I said, I'll go back and look at what's the list I had. I think I'm going to be watching Magical Revolution of the Reincarnated Princess and the Genius Young Lady because I really like the manga. So I think I will continue to watch that. Ice Guy and his cool female colleague, I don't know if I'm going to keep watching that. I thought episode 1 was fun. I really liked the idea that they were just like, hey, in this world, people inherit magic abilities from their ancestors who were spirits. Everybody knows that. It's not a secret that this guy has ice abilities. The fact that the ice powers like activate and he can't really control that when he gets like anxious or upset or starts feeling real lovey fucking dovey, that's the secret, is his crush, not that he has ice powers. I'm like, that's cool, I like that. And then Tomo-chan is a girl. I do want to continue to watch that because I thought the first episode really fun, and I want to see more of it. I want to see how long they can keep doing this thing where like this dude just does not get it that his childhood friend is interested in him and just does not seem to pick up those signals that no, her telling you that she loves you is not reaffirming the bro code or whatever. It's her like confessing her crush on you. So it'll be interesting to see where that goes. And I'll be also adding in campfire cooking in another world with my absurd skill. And Boofery, I don't want to get hurt. So I'll max out my defense. Season 2, the first of the sequel seasons I'll be watching. I should say, on my own, the Misfit of Demon King Academy Season 2. I'm going to be watching that on my own, not weekly. That might be a replacement where I get to like, hey, here's how it's been going. But I started and they changed the voice actor because the original voice actor was basically like in a scandal, like a romantic scandal. And everybody was just like, no, we're not working with you anymore. So there might be more to it, or it might just be that he was going to embarrass the company. So they were like cutting ties. But anyway, that dude's gone. And I don't like the new voice actor. So I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to watch this. But that's one of the other sequel series. And then Monday, I'm going to have a bunch of stuff to talk about. Oh, I should also say here, we will take a pause for the cause in a moment or two, but I'll just say this right now. If you are a diehard fan of Mobile Suit Gundam, The Witch from Mercury, you are not getting a new episode tomorrow. We will be getting that episode on Monday. Apparently, there was a COVID outbreak, and the studio working on that apparently that all hands are on deck to get that episode ready for television. And so the distribution is not going to be ready. So basically they are like focused on getting it out on TV because, yeah, they want to get that shit done. Hey, Ghost Valve to subscribe to Tier 1. That's 20 months. Thank you so much, Ghost Valve. Let's hear the Barricade, the Lego, the Scythe emote into chat. Let's throw some emotes in chat. Ghost Valve, thank you for renewing your subscription. Also, hi, Ghost Valve. And Jizzle's here. Welcome. Yeah, so, and then Umjan says, subscribe to Prime for 6 months. I think this brings up to 4040. Well, let me hit the applause here. Throw the Bear Cave Lego Scythe emote in the chat for both these friends. Thank you so much for that. I believe, I will wait and see. I believe because one of you was just renewing the subscription without a break, I think we're only at 30. I think we're only at 39 right now, which is still great. We're at 39 out of 40, I believe, and not 40, because I think one of you was just renewing and the other was like coming back in. Yes, I'm John. We're close. We're very close to hitting the big 4-0. But it's great that we're at 39. That's rad. It's weird that Crunchyroll hasn't said anything. I figured the announcement was talking about Japanese streaming services. So, Lashbrook. Generally, international broadcasts are the third thing they care about. Often, they don't even stream in Japan day and date. But the Japan cares about Japanese television, which is why we don't get episodes when the TV doesn't get episodes. Like if it gets preempted, they just won't release it and delay it. But also, Crunchyroll has a bad habit of not updating anyone and telling about that. Crunchyroll generally does not talk about delays. High Dive is pretty good about it. Netflix is actually pretty okay about it. But Crunchyroll has a bad habit of not saying anything at all. There exists the possibility that Crunchyroll will get it tomorrow and it will be fine and you won't have to wait till Monday. But I think I would say just you should be prepared for it not being there, because they do care about, like, Japanese companies care more about Japan than they care about the rest of the world as far as like getting things. Because it's like, hey, you know, the French Open is happening, so you don't get this anime episode because they can't have the streaming services be ahead of the TV, right? Sometimes they'll put out episodes like recap episodes, and those don't even go internationally. It's weird. Sometimes they do. Often they do. Like Shikimori's Not a Cutie, when it took weeks off, the like voice actors talking about the show and doing commentary, those ended up being subtitled, which was interesting. It was an interesting choice. But yeah, we'll be talking about that on Monday because there'll be an episode on Monday. I've got for Monday. I've got Mobile Suit Gundam, Witch from Mercury, Reincarnation, The Strongest Exorcist in Another World, By the Grace of the Gods Season 2, Handyman Saito in Another World, Inspector Season 2, and Reborn to Master the Blade from Hero King to Extraordinary Squire, which is a... I often am not super interested in the I've been reincarnated and I'm the opposite gender of what I was when I grew up, because I don't like the comedy version of that, right? Because the comedy version of that is, I'm a girl now? This changes everything. This story, which I have read the manga of, some of the manga of, does not... It's just like, oh, I'm a girl now? Okay. I mean, I'm not king anymore, so that means I can focus on being a knight, so hell yeah. And then there are some issues with that, but it is not used for comedic effect, and that is generally where I have the issue, is when it is used for comedy purposes, which this one is not, as far as I can remember. So I'm pretty excited about that one. I think that'll be pretty okay. All right, we did one of these arms. We'll do the other arm and the head and anything else we have to build after the pause for the cause. It's time for the pause for the cause. That's the jingle. It's just me saying pause for the cause. Now's the part of the stream where I talk about ways you can support the channel. If you would like to become a subscriber, now will be a great time to do that. Using your Prime Gaming token, which we saw tonight, or using Cash Money, which we also saw tonight. We are currently at 39 out of 40 subscribers. The goal is always 40. If you're currently a subscriber, you can throw the barricade, the leg of the scythe. If you're Aristofans here, throwing in the tier 2 blue emote, which we've seen. Becoming a subscriber, hey, Dustin's here, welcome, is the easiest way to support what I do here. I will talk about other ways to support, but I want to mention this in this part, because I think that's important for me to say. I buy model kits. This kit was a gift, but most of the stuff you see me build, the majority of the things you see me build on stream, are things that I purchased. Occasionally people buy stuff off my wish list. Occasionally I get gifts. But the majority of stuff that I build comes from me making purchases. And I am able to do that because of your generosity. And the easiest way to support what I do here is becoming a subscriber. You don't see ads when you click on my stream, and you get cool emotes done by the lovely Xandra. And you get to benefit me so I can build more model kits, and you can watch me build those model kits. So that is the easiest way to support what I do. I'm going to go through some other ways here. I have a Patreon at patreon.com/PatBaer. There's a $1 and there's a $3. There's a $5 and there's a $10 tier. $10 tier. Say that. $10 tier. Different rewards for the different tiers. So take a look at that. See if there's something there that appeals to you. That's an alternative here to going through the Twitch method. And some of the top rewards, you get to do some voting and you get stuff early and all that stuff. Also, I have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/PatBaer. Subscribe to that if you haven't already. Obviously, subscribing is free, but there's a membership there. And memberships add up. I get a payment at the end of once I reach $100, I'll get a payment from Google, and I will use that to buy a model kit and model kits. Probably not a one model kit, but it's probably several model kits. What should I say there? Oh, also, if you want to join there for $2 a month, you get my Wednesday videos on Tuesday. A pretty good little deal. Also, those are all monthly ways to support me, but there's one-time donations. You can donate to me directly here through PayPal or Coffee or Stream Elements. And everything I make, Stream Elements, you can use your credit card if that changes anything. Everything I make through Coffee, through PayPal, through Stream Elements, through Patreon, through YouTube, which also includes AdSense, so watching my videos helps slowly but surely. And from watching, they're helping out through Patreon and Twitch. All that money goes into a fund. I buy model kits with that money. The next kit that I'm going to be working on, the next big kit. Thank you. Appreciate that. The next kit I'll be working on, the Eagle unit. That came from a gift card for Christmas plus money from funds. That's how I'm able to buy things, is with your generosity. Also, you being here means a lot. Like, obviously, those are a way to support me. But just in general, hanging out and chatting if you want to chat and all that. Those are great. And thank you for being here. Thank you for putting up with my ad reads that I do every build stream. Now, I'm talking about, like, I'm building that Heavy Arms Eagle unit next, no matter what. That's the next big project. There might be a tie-over project, whatever. But that's going to be a thing that I build. After that, it'll be something for my backlog, unless something gets bought from my Amazon wish list. And I'll talk about that real briefly. I got my Amazon wish list. You buy that, it jumps the queue, becomes the next thing I build. I shoot a video about it. I've got Lego sets. I've got model kits, inexpensive kits, expensive kits. I've added some new stuff to the list. Some more Lego, some Star Wars Lego. It's been a while since we did that. So I got some Star Wars Lego in there. I've got some cars. I've got some model kits that I would be happy to build. Stuff with free shipping, stuff with Prime shipping. Expensive kits at the bottom. I have some gear. Thank you to the person. I don't know who bought it, but I believe it is coming sometime soon. I'll shoot a video about it, even though it's gear and not a model kit, for buying me that cleaner kit that's going to let me clean, like, this build table that I have and also my equipment. That'll just be, and it is rechargeable, and then I don't have to constantly buy canned air, compressed air. I don't have to have those cartridges anymore. I can just have, or cans, I just have a rechargeable thing, USB-C powered. And I got some other gear in the bottom, but thank you for who bought that. Well, you know, I will shoot about. I always shoot videos for the gear that's bought, unless it becomes the camera, in which case it's hard to shoot unless I'm shooting on the new camera. You get what I'm saying. I have an alternative to Amazon wish list, which is my Throne wish list. Lots of gift cards there, a few model kits, mostly equipment and gift cards. But it's nice to have an Amazon alternative for people. And also, USA Gundam Store. You can go to USA Gundam Store and buy a gift card, and I will use that gift card at USA Gundam Store, and I will buy something from G-Witch, because I've only built one kit from G-Witch, and I have one pre-ordered. It's coming, ? But I would buy another one from G-Witch, and I would build that if you wanted to buy me a gift card to USA Gundam Store. Let's see. A way to support me for free, we'll get back to building really soon, is join my Discord. My Discord is full of lovely folks, and it's a good time to jump into the old Discord. Couple video links. I will be talking about new anime tonight, but if you want a preview of the whole season and a review of last season, check out the most recent Pat Bear's Anime Club, which was recorded live here on Twitch. So check out that. See if that's piquing your interest. And then Baerly Rehearsed is my new series. Every Wednesday, I put a new episode out. This is the first episode. There will be a new episode out this coming Wednesday, which I recorded today, and I think is pretty good. Baerly Rehearsed is comedy pieces that I have worked on. Like, I have rehearsed them somewhat. It is not improv. It is like there was a script. I might be off book. This very first episode was not off book. I'm looking at the script. The current one that's going to be episode 2. Hey, Lord Crashers, and welcome. Episode 2 of Baerly Rehearsed is going to be something that I memorized. And you can tell I memorized it because for a moment there, I forget the next thing I'm supposed to say. And I didn't do a retake of it. But I think you'll like it. I enjoy it myself. I like being able to do some comedy. And I played around with it, so it looked different from the first one. The second one's coming out. But check out Baerly Rehearsed, please. I would appreciate it. And what else? Okay, so we're going to talk about, I got a lot of anime to chat about here. Stuff that I thought was good and stuff that I didn't necessarily love. But first things first, I have to drink some water and we'll dramatically transition to the overhead and we'll keep working on this kit. So right now, dramatically transition. Here we go. All right. I'm thinking like, what? Yeah, I have a small kit we can do if we finish this, because I don't want to. Here's the thing, right? Because on Monday, the Eagle unit is coming, the Heavy Arms Eagle unit. I want to work on that next, so it has to be something that I can like finish in a short time, or something I can finish easily on Monday. So I don't want to be a high grade. But I thought this was going to take like a full stream plus, and it might just take one full stream. So we'll find out. We'll figure it out. Don't worry about it. But right now, what we got to do is, we've got a lot of anime to talk about. I got 5 shows to talk about. We're going to jump to the last one, right? Because that's the shortest one. I just want to get it out of the way. So even though I'm going to go in order with everything else, I'm going to tell you about the first episode of Trigun Stampede, because I'm not going to finish talking about it because I didn't finish the episode. Now, I might come back to this at some point. I tweeted about this show. I will tell you my very funny tweet, which is, I was fine with Vash's haircut. I told myself I would give the CGI a chance. I had come to terms with Millie being replaced. But I don't know if I can deal with the fact that this motherfucker's name is Robert De Niro. You're on notice, Trigun Stampede. That's right. Trigun Stampede, a reimagining of Trigun with a different character and changes to the story and changes to how the characters meet and motivations for some characters. They took out Millie, and then so now they're reporters instead of insurance agents. They're newbie reporter and her kind of like veteran like boss like partner, and that older man who is like seen it all. His name is Robert De Niro. What the fuck? Trigun Stampede named the new character. They got rid of fucking Millie, the heart of it. This sad woman. The woman who does not have the happiest of endings. And they got rid of her. And they were like, instead of having 2 ladies follow him around, we'll have a lady and an older guy. What this show needed was an older dude. And that older man is going to fucking be named Robert De Niro. Also, he's an alcoholic, which is fine. Who cares? He needs a character, sure. But here's the thing. I don't think I need a retelling. I couldn't deal with Millie being replaced. Yes, Nathan. I mean, first off, it sucks. It completely sucks that a great character is gone. Some people are comparing this to like Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, and that it changes a bunch of stuff and speeds things up, because it does, right? It really is like throwing the characters together, not wasting any time getting to some of the stuff, showing off this character. But the difference is that when you make that comparison, what you need to remember is that Yeah, Brotherhood's kind of clunky, or not Brotherhood. The first series, the first version of Full Metal Alchemist is kind of clunky in places, but it's fine. And Trigun is perfect for its time. Now, do I think that Trigun holds up today? I think it does. I think that like some people probably wouldn't be into it because it is slow and it takes a while before you get to see Vash do anything super cool. And I think that like modern audiences probably want to see more of a mix of this non-violent goof trying to solve problems without killing anyone and oh, this guy can fucking kick some ass. Holy shit, check this dude out. Why doesn't he just fucking murk these people? But overall, I don't like I honestly don't mind Vash's update, like his look, right? Like, fine. Do you want to change Vash's hair? Sure, go for it. I don't give a I really don't care about that. It is mostly that I do think that the CG is well done by a company that knows how to do CGI, fully digital. It doesn't look terrible, but I also don't think it looks good. I don't think it looks like better than if they just tried to do like a high-end, lovely looking digital version of Trigun. I don't think that Trigun was broke, and I don't think it needed fixing. I guess that's my major point. Like, if you want to do a modern modern technology remake of Trigun, I don't know why you would update it and change it instead of just like doing it again. Like, they're fucking making Orphan again, and guess what, folks? The new Orphan is just the old Orphan. There's no changes. It has not been updated. It just looks better because of new technology. And that's not beloved like Trigun is. They really upped the goofy anime expressiveness slider on this one. Yeah, they just made him like more cartoonish so that he can be then also more badass. I stopped watching during the episode. I just realized I was like, oh, I think this is going to be the show that like somebody I know really likes, and if I keep dumping on it, I'm gonna make them feel sad because we like each other as people, and I'm just never like I give this a fair shake? No. Did I give it a shake at all? Yes. Might I come back to it? There's always a chance I would come back to it. Like, there exists the possibility that I might say, well, yeah, all right. Yeah, you know what? Okay. I'll give this a go. Yeah, all right. But I can't see myself doing that. Really. At the very least, I'm not watching the rest of episode 1 and then episode 2. I'm looking forward to checking it out. Yeah, Lord Crashing, you totally should. I would say that, like, a thing to bear in mind is obviously you know about my taste, right? Like, I'm going to talk to you about a show that I don't think anybody here is watching that I think was fucking really cool and unique. And maybe I might encourage you, you might actually want to check it out after I talk about it. And I'm going to talk about another show that I bet no one will watch. And I'll talk about a show that I feel like some of you might check out based on my recommendation as well. And then a show that some of you probably already saw. And that's kind of how it is because we all have our different things that we like and things that we don't like, and we're all different people. And somebody here might be like, Pat, I loved that first episode of Trigun Stampede, and I can't wait for more. Like, totally. More power to you. Let's get into the stuff I did like or did find interesting. That I am gonna. All these other, well, 3 of these other shows I'm gonna give an episode 2 to. I don't know if one of them maybe. Endo and Kobayashi Live, the latest on Tsundere Villainess Lieselotte. So Endo and Kobayashi Live, the latest on Tsundere Villainess Lieselotte, is on High Dive, and it is weird in a way that I am fucking psyched about. Here's the briefest of brief overviews. And then we'll get into it. Imagine you are watching a Let's Play, right? Or you're doing a Let's Play. You and your friend. Um, you're watching. You're playing a video game. It's a dating otome game. In a fantasy world. You're the heroine. You're trying to figure out which love interest to pursue and trying to get that and dealing with the evil villainess and all that, right? And you're doing commentary over it, right? You're just chatting, right? Because you're doing a Let's Play or you're watching a Let's Play of something like that. Now imagine that the prince, the main love interest, can hear you. And, like, you can directly influence him. And you can communicate. That's the premise of Endo and Kobayashi Live, the latest on Tsundere Villainess Lieselotte. And there are some things about it that make a lot more sense, and why there's some things that are very smart about this premise, and we'll get to that. But overall, that's what the premise of the show is. It is a dude, or a guy and a girl, Endo the guy and Kobayashi the girl, who are in the broadcast club. And the broadcast club does sports commentary, like 2-person commentary or maybe 3-person commentary of, you've got your play-by-play and your color commentary. And our dude Endo is just kind of like stepping his foot in with it. And somebody has the brilliant idea. Kobayashi wants to play this game together, this otome game together. And she's like, hey, why don't you do live play-by-play as a practice? Like, you'll talk about what you see on screen and all that, and I'll provide expert analysis. I'll provide the color commentary, give you some background on the characters from what I know of this video game and like what I've read of it or in the fan disc and all that other stuff. Like, I'll give you background on what's going on here, and then it'll be a good practice for you. And he's like, okay, let's do that. And they start the game. And they're meeting some of the characters. They're meeting. They're playing the usual. We start with the usual tropes in this kind of genre piece. You've got Fine, who is she can use magic even though she's a commoner, so she gets sent to this school and has trouble kind of fitting in. But some people are nice, and we meet some of the characters that are going to be helpful. One gets introduced later, but we meet all the other ones. Like the knight that is like somebody's cousin, but is he's going to be a knight, and the brilliant young kid who got a scholarship, and the teacher who is hiding his magical ability and acting like he's not that big a deal, and then also the prince who has a fiance. And the fiance introduces us. This is Lieselotte. Lieselotte, I should say. Lieselotte shows up and is just like being Tsundere, right? Just being a total Tsundere character. Just being like, what do you want? Like, why are you bothering the prince? He's got a fiance and all this other stuff. And then the commentary just starts. They've been doing commentary. And then Sigwald, who goes by Sig, hears them, and they're like, I think she's misunderstood, and she's actually Tsundere, and she just like doesn't know how to communicate, and she wants to join this study session. And then Sig is like, who's talking to me right now? Are divine gods? What do you like? What do you need from me? Which is fucking awesome. He doesn't go, oh, I'm losing my mind. He doesn't go, oh, I need to keep this a secret. He's just like, he's the prince, and also divine gods later in the game, divine gods will show up, so it is something that is accepted. Like, nobody bats an eye. They're just like, oh shit, the prince can hear divine voices? Cool. What are they saying? And he's just like, what do you need from me? Meanwhile, in Japan, playing this fucking video game, suddenly, Endo and Kobayashi are like, oh, fuck, the game character is talking to us. what's happening right now? And they're like, do something that can't happen in the game. Um, give Lieselotte a kiss on the cheek because she's Tsundere. They don't get together. It wouldn't be in the game, right? You shouldn't be able to do it, and he does. And she like gets really bashful, and he's just like, "Oh, she's really cute. The gods were right. They said she was cute." And by kissing her, I know that her reaction, instead of slapping me or being bad, she just like blushes because like the guy that she likes, who she's, her fiance, who she's never been able to talk to before, has just kissed her, and like, this is incredible. And so he's like, "Oh, you're real." And they're like, "Oh, God, something is happening, and this character can communicate with us." Now, you would think that they would be like, "We should tell someone. We should get rid of this game. We should. Are we having hallucinations?" They don't do that, which I think is smart because that would be rough on the game. That would be rough to do that, right? Oh, there's Miles. That would be rough to do that. So instead, what they end up doing is they decide we can change destiny here. We can change things because there is no good ending for Lieselotte. She gets rejected by the prince every time, no matter what you do, and she gets taken advantage of by an evil demon that takes over her body, and then she dies by getting killed by the main characters. There's no good ending for this princess who is just a tsundere, and they don't have any concept of that. So they're like, we're going to, over the summer or spring break, you're going to come over to my house, and we are going to make it so that she has a good, happy ending. We're going to do whatever we can to make a happy ending happen for this character. And that is like the premise of this is and then they're like that's the anime. It's a tough explanation. I think the best I can explain it is like, what if a character in a video game could hear your let's play commentary of the game and could be affected by that. I think like that's the best I can do to describe it. It's a really fun idea. Also, I should mention Endo is joined the broadcast club because he has a crush on Kobayashi. That is the reason why he is there. So we have a little bit of real romance. And even though she's into romance otome games, she does not recognize that this dude has a crush on her, which I also think is pretty funny. But that is part of the premise of the show as well. So maybe we'll also see them have some sort of romantic entanglement as well. We don't know. Sorry, real quick here. So we'll see. I love it. It's really fun. I think it is a great idea. I'm really into it. All right. They gave me other things, and I don't know why. They gave me some other of these. I don't even know what this is supposed to be. But, yeah. We did it. We finished it. So let's see, what time? Well, got a half an hour left. Okay, I have something I can build. We don't. This is going to be Monday's build. This we can get rid of. We're for now just going to get rid of this. I will be back in 1 second with something that we can work on. Which let me take a photo of this before I do that, because we did finish it and it does look cool. So I'll be back in a second here. Let me take a photo of this and then I'll be back in a second with what we're going to do for the rest of the stream. There we go. That's done. Let me go here so I can step up and away. And I'll be back in a second. Let me find this thing. I think I have this. Okay. I got this thing. I got to look this thing up. It is a tiny little build. I got to remember what it is called. So hold on. I just got to go to my Amazon. I don't remember what this thing is called, but I've got it here. This is a quick little build that I remember picking up because it was on sale. This is from Starblazers, $21.99. But I got to go and look in my orders and look in... Search all orders for, is it Starblazers? Let's see. Nope, that does not come up. All right. What else could it be under? Is it Yamato? Nope. Ship. Let's see. Nope, that's going to be all One Piece stuff. What is this thing called? Space? That's going to be under space. Let's see. No. God damn it. Trying to look up the name of this. It's like a... This is a 2014 kit. Is Mecticol. Yeah, it's so I thought it would be under the name from Space Battleship Yamato. I thought if I looked up Yamato, I would get the name of this, but it is not coming up. Which ship this is from Yamato? It's from Space Battleship Yamato, so I do know that. But which ship it's from, I don't remember. Which Starblazer ship this is from. So I apologize that I do not remember which one this is. I would love if I could remember it. But if anybody knows the name of this, it is, yeah, this is a Bandai kit. Mechcol, wait, we got it here. Yeah, let's just, oh, is that going to tell me? Yes, here we go. This is the Lambea Starblazers. Lambea. That's what it's called. It's called the fucking Lambea. That's what it is. It's the, Lambea. Why did I not remember the name of that? Yes, this is the Lambea Starblazers model. It is all one color. It requires 0 stickers. I am not sure if it is a snap kit or if it is a glue kit. But we're good. No glue required, it says. So, okay. There's no glue required. So this is a snap kit. Great. I was trying to translate the katakana. That is right. Great. I built the Yamato kit from this line year before last. Yeah. This was like, I think I got this on sale for like $6 at one point. Its instructions are in the... I generally don't like this choice. The instructions are the box. But I feel like we can just build this here. I've saved this for a rainy day for such a situation like this. Where I had like something I wanted to do the next stream. And I didn't want to start something new. So instead we can just do this. So we'll just do that. But yeah, I generally dislike the boxes, the instructions as a premise, but whatever, what are you going to do? It's kind of unique that there's that. But yeah, I should have just looked on the box for the English instructions. And then you get all the warnings and stuff on the other one. Hey, Nick, this is just subscribe with Twitch Prime. Thank you so much for that, Nick. Let's throw the Bear Cave, the Lego, the site, the moat in the chat. Let the people know. Thank you very much. And thank Nick. We're going to hit the applause there. Thank you, Nick, for that. And that does take us to 40 subscribers. So we will drop out the sub thing here because we are now at 40 subscribers. That's awesome. Thank you so much for that, Nick. Thanks for taking us over the hump to 40. That's rad. Okay, so we're going to put together this, the Lambea. The instructions are tiny, and so I'm kind of centering them so that I can see better. But yeah, this kit should not take long to do. It is all one color. So we will assemble it, and then I will just add in maybe I'll use a black marker, just kind of I'm going to wait till I think it's all assembled to do that. So we'll do that. And while I build this, and we can finish this up on Monday if I don't finish it now, but it shouldn't take too long to put this thing together here. Yeah, we're just going to build that. But like I said, this was kind of like for a rainy day build here. So this is, we're gonna call this a rainy day. So 3 and 4 in there, goes there. Oh, great. All right, what else are we gonna say? Okay. So that's Endo and Kobayashi live. I think that's a really fun premise and a cool idea. It's playing with the tropes of the Otome game without it being an isekai. It's playing with the villainess is misunderstood without like being the villainess as the main character. The idea that like the game characters are on board with whatever's going on is very funny to me. I think that is a cool idea, and that the people who are the most like weirded out are the people from Japan, which makes sense. Speaking of Japan, Farming Life in Another World is a slow life isekai. It is a harem show. It is horny, but it kind of jumps over the horniness. Like the horniness is like not on the page is what I will say about this one. It is just like behind the scenes, like, oh, and then obviously they did it. This manga goes on for, this manga is like hundreds of chapters. And I actually surprised that it got an anime adaptation at all because there's so much manga. But I guess somebody must have thought that there would be a interest in it. So yeah, it's happening. I'll just kind of briefly go over this. I'm not going to go in too depth on this because this is one of 3 shows I need to talk about. So we get a flashback eventually. We just kind of get into it, and then we flash back to like why it's happening right now. Basically, our dude died of a terminal illness in Japan, and he never really got to experience life. And when he died and met up with the god of Earth, who was like, "Hey, I want you to, I want you to reincarnate. You're chill. Let's make this happen for you. Let's reincarnate you." Okay, so this was going to become the bottom. So that's the bottom here. Okay, that's the bottom. That's going there. All right, we're just going to slowly put all this together here. I'm going to reincarnate you, and what do you need? What do you want? And he's just like, I want a healthy body, and I want to be able to farm, because I always thought that would be neat. So give me like land to farm in and like a body. And the God of Earth's like, is that it? I mean, okay. Well, I'm going to make you have a super fucking healthy body. And also, I'll give you a magic farming tool, which is just omnipotent, but it's basically like a hoe, that like you can summon it anytime you want, and it will you can use it all the time. And when you use it, you'll never grow tired from using it. And it's like indestructible and awesome. And he's just like, that is overkill. You don't have to do that. He's like, I already did. Goodbye and enjoy your life. Basically, God is like, you don't want anything else, so fine, be overpowered as a farmer. And he wakes up in the forest, and he finds a large tree, and then he constructs a well and makes a camp, and he digs a field up, and all of it is very easy because the God of Earth was not lying. He's just overpowered and can do a lot of cool shit and make it happen. I just realized what manga this is from. Definitely going to watch it now. Yes, this is the one with the cool wolves and the big spider. If you remember the cool wolves and the big spider, Dirty, that's what this one is. Because he rescues a pair of wolves a couple weeks into him like doing it. Crops just kind of come out. He didn't have Yeah, he doesn't have to like plant seeds. The dirt that he hoes is just magically like crops and stuff. So everything's going really well immediately, which he's, clearly very pleased about. Um, I guess there's a build order here of when they want us to do things. Okay. So that's going to go into that. That's going to go. Yes, it is a giant horror manga, but it is a real slow life, slow paced thing. Basically, demi-humans are going to show up in this anime, and he is going to marry several of them, and that's it. And he basically seems to have no choice in the matter. In that, like, he does it. It's not that he's like, oh, I don't want to do this. It's that he's just like, eventually they'll stop picking new people to want to have children with me, right? And he's just like, oh, well, I'm the village leader anyway. And this one, he ends up finding two wolves. He names them Kuro and Yuki, and like he can never they understand him, which is good. He can understand them, and they have 4 puppies. That's the reason why they got so close to him. And he's just like, okay, hey. I'm going to have crops. You know what I need? Security. Y'all are in charge of security. You're going to help me protect this place from monsters so that monsters don't show up and that everybody can be chill and cool. So help me with that. And they're like, yeah, apparently they say yes. And they get on board with that. And then there's some woman that we don't know yet who hears tales of the monster-filled death forest, which is this, and decides to investigate. This manga is fine. Eventually they like run out of stuff to do and just start inventing new weird shit. Like there's like a bunch of other people show up that don't want to live there, but want to hang out. And then there's like lots of different demi-human races, like I said. And then there's also like fucking, what else happens eventually? Eventually they're like, they have like the Olympics basically. It is very chill. It is an easy story to watch and I think to like. I am probably going to keep watching it because, like I said, it is pretty easy to like and pretty easy to watch. And, like I said, I do enjoy it. We've got some fucking tiny pieces here, my friends. We've got some real tiny pieces to put on here. I need 12 and 13 need to go on. This is, what layer is this? All right, so this is going to go on here, but I have to attach a bunch of stuff to this first. But this is eventually going to go on here. Wait, this is here. This is this layer, but I have to add things to this layer first. Like that, yeah. And then this eventually will go on here, like that. Okay. So I did I do this wrong? I think I did this wrong. This is this layer here. This is supposed to be like this. Okay, I did do that wrong. This is going to go on here, but I think I need to attach things first. Oh, I could do that and then put on... Got to put on some tiny parts here. This is so small, and it's such a weird thing to look at. Oh, and then there's a side bit that goes on the side. And then the other one goes on the other side. Okay. I'm starting to understand it. I'll just do the parts that are easy, which is the base of it. Okay. Buddy Daddies. Y'all, let's talk about Buddy Daddies. This is the original series. It's about 2 assassins and a young lady. If you were like, hey, what if Spy Family, but instead of spies, they were assassins, and nobody has any magic abilities? So far, maybe there will be. It's an original. Are the 2 guys in a committed relationship with one another? As far as I know, no. Yet, maybe. Here's what we do know. We got Kazuki and Rei, and they got Miri, and that's then we flash back, like, and it starts with them doing their thing, and then they gotta go take care of their daughter. Um, Basically, we got Christmas Eve. They're in an apartment. They're working as assassins. There's a handler whose name I can't remember. Um, we've got Kazuki is haunted by the memories of abandoning his pregnant lover because he's an assassin. But he's never seen anybody, but he does send them money. So that's his thing. So we do know at some point he did have a lover. She has a child. Anyway, they're going to take care of a human trafficking broker who's got a Christmas party. And they go in disguise as Santa Claus. And like Ray's underneath the food trolley. And then a girl named Miri gets in the elevator. She has taken herself by train to this hotel. She is looking for her dad, who she's never met. But her mom was like, he's definitely going to be in this hotel on Christmas Eve. How does she know that? We don't know. But the mom did know that and is like, your dad will definitely be there. Go meet your dad. That seems fucked up because, spoiler alert, it's the guy they're there to kill, the human trafficker. And she definitely gets taken hostage by this guy who does not know that. So it's like, did the mom know what's happening? Is it really her dad? Like, what's going on? Anyway, a lot of cool action happens, and Kazuki basically is just like the guy that, doesn't have his kid with him because of his life. Is just like, actually, I'm your dad. It's me. I'm your dad. Hey, I'm excited to see you. It's me, your dad. Come over this way. And then they get her away. They shoot the target, kill him, and then they return to their apartment. And then they confirm her identity. And that is apparently her dad. And they're like, oh, fuck. And there was more action in this than I thought. I did not know coming into it. Obviously, it's the original series. I did not know coming into it how action-packed this was going to be. It definitely, like I said, had more action than I thought. I thought it was paced pretty damn well. Should have kept the cat, says Regizzle. But yeah, I thought it was like an interesting idea. I don't quite know where they're going with it. Like if it's just going to be them like trying to figure out like, oh, does Ray want to keep this kid around? They did lie to her. Are they going to like tell her the truth? Okay. Why can't this fit in? Is this not actually 13? Oh, that's not 13. That's why. I was like, why isn't this piece working like it's supposed to? Because it's the wrong piece. Because number 13, that's 5. Wait, what was that? That's 17. That's 18. So this is 18 here. Okay. Where's 13? 13's over here. Sorry, a lot of these pieces are small as shit. As you can tell by the fact that this is a very small little kit that cost me, I think, like $6 or something. Anyway, am I going to keep watching Baby Daddies? I'm going to give Baby Daddies at least one more episode because I want to see where it goes. I want to see like how they end up dealing with the fact that they have a kid around. Like, I don't know what they do with that information, so I kind of want to see where it goes. I am interested in seeing it. I think it's pretty great. And then we've got the first episode of Saving 80,000 Gold Coins in Another World for My Retirement. This is another weird isekai premise. Basically, I'll say this right now, there is a character in this that is dead, that did not get reincarnated or sent to another world or anything. But we hear from him in visions that the main girl has of her older brother, who by all rights in a different anime would have been the main character, because he reacts, her vision of like what the advice he gives her is basically what he would have done in that scenario. So it's almost like he's actually the person in it, if that makes any sense. I don't know if that made any sense. But anyway, This is a story of a girl who had fucking bad luck, is an understatement of this girl in her situation. Uh, we start with her falling off of a cliff into, presumably into the sea, to her fucking death. And in a moment, she just over in her head is just like, I don't want to die. I don't want to die. I don't want to die. Then we hear some character exclaim loudly, who we don't know who that was, and she gets teleported to another world. Why? We'll find out later. And so she just starts walking to try to like find civilization or people or understand what's going on with her. Is this the wrong piece? Is that why this isn't working right? That is the wrong piece. I did it again. I was like, why isn't this working? Because it's the wrong piece. I'm being particularly great at this. I feel like this is a kit where I shouldn't be talking as much as I am. Anyway. Okay, so it's going to go in here. Yeah. I just took out like 3 pieces that were all the wrong one. This is the anime I said had an exposition dump. Yes, Dirty. This anime does have an exposition dump because while she is walking, we learn her backstory, which is all of the sadness, which is she got the reason why she got kicked or why she was falling to her death was because some dudes were giving her a lot of shit that were clearly like trying to like mac on her, and she kicked one of them, and maybe they were trying to be real garbage about it because she reacts by kicking one of them in the balls and then falling to her death. Before that, she failed her entrance exams to go to college. And so she might have had to become a Ronin or wait to go to another school. And the reason why she did so bad in her test was because an accident took the life, she's a teenager, took the life of her parents and her older brother, who she really respected. We will later find out that he was a big nerd, otaku, but she still liked him a lot and thought he was great. And she basically takes advantage of everything he told her about the kind of stuff he was into for advice. So we get through all of that, right? We're going to get through all that sadness. It might come back up later. Who knows? But for right now, we're not going to worry about those sad stories about all of the people that she no longer or has in her life. She basically goes and passes out. She is about to completely just lose control. But she is found by a young lady that we'll later learn her name is Colette. Mitsuha is the name of our main girl, Mitsuha Yamano. And we have an issue here where they cannot communicate. They do not speak the same language, so it is impossible for them to chat with one another, which is tough when you are trying to have a conversation. But yeah, they cannot communicate with one another. What are these doing here? Sorry, these are like... Oh, there's tiny guns go on the side pieces. Okay. Tiny guns go on the side pieces, everybody. Okay. So this is going to go on... We can actually get this like somewhat assembled here now. Yeah. We got to get this all layered assembled here. And then we can... Anyway, she's like trying to adjust as best she can, considering that she doesn't like communicate with anybody, but they're taking care of her. And then her injury is healed easily, which she is surprised about, but whatever. Everything is weird. She's in another world. She's kind of accepted that fact that she is in some kind of isekai. And she's like, all right, well, I'll just do my best and figure this all out. She goes out to scavenge for mushrooms along with Colette. And they are attacked by wolves. And she like helps Colette hide in a tree. And she's just like, all right, I don't want to die, but I guess I helped this person that helped me, so that's something. I really hate this. This really sucks. Okay. And then she finds herself back in her house in Japan. And she's like, that doesn't make any sense. How did that happen? Oh, God, what should I do? And the voice in her head of her brother is just like, do you need an excuse to help somebody? I think he says it a little more nerdily and dorkily, but basically like, what, do you need an excuse? Go help her. And he's like, okay, great. I'm going to go help her. And she gets her brother's like airsoft slingshot with BBs and her dad's hunting knife and like a kitchen knife. And also a bunch of fucking, what do you call it? Spices. And she comes back and she kills a wolf. We later find out that Colette killed the other younger wolves in the confusion. And she passes out because she is exhausted and also has just murdered something, and that is not her deal. And then she meets the second part of the exposition dump. That's right. She meets some sort of holy being, a deity of some sort, in the position of the lucky cat. You know that cat that like moves its arm, the golden lucky cat? Apparently, this creature has traveled to different dimensions looking for entertainment. And one entertainment he likes a lot is like Earth entertainment. So he was just like, yeah, I was hanging out there. And then you stole some magic from me. You stole some of my mind energy. Apparently, in her dying moments, her zest for life was so strong that it forced some of his powers, or its powers, to go into her, which allowed her to, she can now travel interdimensionally, which is cool. And also, she has healing abilities. Like, she lost a limb, it would grow back eventually, which is some OP powers. And basically, our girl could just, is like, well, what do I do with this information? Also, he's like, do you need anything? You have any questions? You want to make any requests? And she's just like, yeah. How about the ability to understand languages that aren't mine? He's like, yeah, you can now learn other languages so you can communicate. Sure. And she decides to say that is, how does this part work? She decides basically to say like, oh, okay, when asked, she's just like, well, I remembered how to talk to you. So he disappears, and that's the premise of the show. She has figured out that she can travel between these worlds, and her idea is that she is going to traverse these two worlds and try to make money. And she's like, also, she has the idea that, I could get stuck in one of these worlds. This might wear off. So I'm going to need enough money to be comfortable in either world. So that is the saving 80,000 gold coins in another world for my retirement, which is, she has decided, is the equivalent of 1 billion yen or 2 billion yen, like to total. And that is her big goal, is to eventually get 2 billion yen so that she can retire in either world. And that's the premise of the show. We got a female main character. It's goofy. Her reactions are fun. It is, I would describe this as pretty silly in a way that I am on board for. And yeah, I'm going to keep watching this one. I'm definitely going to give this at least one more episode, because I think the premise is goofy in a way that I can get behind. So yeah, I think that's pretty okay. All of these parts are so goddamn small. All these parts are so goddamn small. Everybody. If you're wondering, are all of these parts so goddamn small? The answer is yes. We're going to stay here and finish this. So that's all the anime I watched. To recap, as I finish up this thing that I did not know I was going to be building tonight, but I saved it for a rainy day. Farming in Another World, Farming Life in Another World is easy. It's an easy watch. I'll definitely be probably keeping that up. I might stop talking about it every week and just watch it at my leisure. But I do like the premise of it, so I'll probably keep watching it. Endo and Kobayashi, I think is cool. Buddy Daddies was good action. I don't know quite where it's going. I don't know if I'm necessarily on board with where it's going, but like I didn't hate it. So I'll probably keep checking it out. Yeah. Is there any other shows I need to talk about? And Saving 80,000 Gold in Another World. Yeah, I think I'll probably watch that. I like the premise of it. I think I want to give it another episode to see if that is definitely something I'm going to keep watching. But yeah, I like the premise. All right, this goes on here. We got a little bonus ship here to put on. Goes there. I don't know. I'm not going to put that on because I don't know how that works. Let's put another gun on. We only have 2 more pieces here to put on. Did you check out Tomo-chan? Yes, I talked about it on Thursday because that is a Monday, or that's a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday anime. Yes, I like Tomo-chan as a girl. I got a double dose of romantic comedies because I'm watching that and Cool Guy, the Ice Guy, and his cool female colleague, which I think they're both good. I like Tomo-chan in that like it immediately starts with the I have a crush on you, and then also the idea of her getting giddy about helping out the girls that like the kendo instructor. He's excited about doing something girly like giving advice to girls. I think is really fun as well. But yeah, I am optimistic about Tomo-chan as a girl. I think that is fun. And then some people were just like, somebody needs to tell this dude about gay people. And it's like, yes, it is heteronormative that this guy is told, I love you, by his childhood friend. And because he sees his childhood friend as a guy, he's just like, I love you too, bro. And does not respond with, oh, wow, this man is in love with me. That is heteronormative. You're right. Yes. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have anything else to say other than yes. There are some hints in the first episode that Junichiro kind of does see her as a girl, but doesn't want to say anything because he doesn't want to ruin their friendship. Yes. So there is like, it's not that he's like oblivious to her as a girl so much as like he's kind of understood it eventually, and he kind of wants to ignore it because he values their friendship very much. Like, he doesn't want it to get weird, which like I think is fine for, fine of him to think that. I think that is a fine thing for this young man, this dumbass to think. I think that is totally okay of him to be like, oh, I don't want to ruin things. Like, sure, I get that. I don't know. I like the characters. I think they're fun. Also, this was a fun little weird build. This was a surprise build. We got a bonus build. I did not expect to be working on the Lambea from Starblazers. But we did. We built it. I'll zoom in so you can see it. It's a tiny little thing. There it is. There were a lot of pieces to this tiny little build. It's all purple, which I think is fine. You could paint it if you wanted to. I don't know what panel lining will do to this. I'll hit the top of it. There's not a lot of there's some panels, but like I don't know if the marker is going to do anything to this, but I wouldn't do too much to it anyway. But yeah, I want to start fresh on Monday. Now, if I get an update from FedEx that my package is not arriving on Monday, I will pivot to something else. What that is, I don't know, but I promise you I will pivot to something else. Yeah, this doesn't really take marker too well, so we're not going to worry about that. I will pivot to something else. I don't know what that'll be. Let's go right there. But yeah, I will do something if this does not, if The Eagle unit does not arrive. The Heavy Arms Eagle unit, which is the next thing that I want to build. If I cannot build that, then I will make arrangements for something else. I gotta take an up close photo of that. We got a raid. It's the time of the stream where we go on a raid. We're gonna find somebody doing cool shit out there. We've gone past our normal 11 because I wanted to finish this up. So we are gonna go find somebody awesome out there doing cool shit that we want to go hang out with and give them some support because we always end with a raid. I'm also my voice. I'm kind of losing it a little bit here. Yes, job. We always end with a raid. We do. So let's find somebody out there doing cool shit. Give them some love. I'm gonna drink a little more water. Let's see. Matt Wiggins is streaming. He's playing the Legend of The Legend of Dragoon. Oh, he's playing yeah, that's fun. He's playing Legend of Dragoon. That's cool. That is a fun thing. So we're going to go give Matt Wiggins a raid. Matt's good people, great community. We're going to go hang out with him. Thanks everybody that decided to spend some time with me tonight. I hope you had a good time on the stream. I had fun. And yeah, we're going to go hang out here with Matt. And I will see you on Monday with a new big kit, which, God, I hope it arrives. There's a chance it won't, but I really hope it does because it's going to be real weird if it doesn't. But yeah, we got a fun stream coming for you on Monday. I'll figure something else out. Of course, new anime as well to talk about on Monday because there's new stuff. And the last episode of the first part of G-Witch will be Monday chat as well. Thanks for being here. I'll see you soon. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, 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 goodbye. Goodbye.